Okay. Somebody say hello. Thank you. Thanks, Beth. So again, what I just said when I didn't have the record button hit is we'll be talking about methods for promoting your listings that also generate you buyer leads, leading with listings, method to help you sell more of your listings fast and get you leads. We have a product called Property Boost that'll let you shortcut this here at Conversion in case you're interested. But I'm just going to kind of jump right in and show a few different specific pay-per-click campaigns or advertisements you can run. Let's go and do Facebook. We'll do Google. And we'll take a shot at Craigslist too, because we hardly ever have gone into Craigslist here recently as well. And if you guys have any ideas for specific campaigns to run around listings that have worked for you, I'd love to hear them, and we can share them here today. Sound good? Trying to get audience participation here. You guys are all tuned out. Okay. All right. So first thing I want to show is an example ad that has been working really well the few times that I've tried it, and that is the video tour Facebook ad. And this is a lead ad using Facebook's lead ad functionality. And here's an example. Recently, they got 24 leads last week for $2 a lead, full name, email, phone, in a tight zip code around a specific property. So how it works is that you basically upload a video of a property to Facebook. Pretty simple stuff. I put the address here. Try to make it bigger for you guys to see. 2922 Sunset Vista Boulevard, eco-friendly Kissimmee home for sale. Click for more details about this property. The video tour is right there in stream, and then they can click to learn more. Now in this case we are using the lead ad, and it's directly injecting the contact info into Conversion. You can do this via Zapier. It's a little technical to do, but you don't really have to do it this way to get the same effect. You can easily just do a click to website with the video, have people click over to your site and start looking at the listing, and then opt in. In my opinion, if you want fast activity, if you have a few listings, and if you want encouraging traffic to show to your sellers, to be able to say, hey, look, I'm doing something here. We've gotten thousands of people to look at your video, your listing on Facebook. We've had X number click, and in this case, the agent can say, I've had 22 people whose contact info I have, who I can now call back and say, hey, thanks for checking out Sunset Vista Boulevard. Were you looking for yourself or for somebody else? Were you just curious about the pictures, or are you actually trying to buy? There's a lot of ways that a campaign like this can go, not only on the seller side, where you can show your seller that you're doing something and use this to get more listings by putting in your listing presentation, but on the buyer side, where you now have a talking point, a reason to call people, and turn them into buyers. So just an example, upload a video, quick little blurb about a property, and then just say, hey, for pricing would be the good hook to get the click for pricing and pics or whatever. Click here and get them over to your site. So that's one Facebook ad. Another simpler version, if you don't have a video, would be to just do this. So I'm going to go and do one here. I don't have any listings here. I'm just getting back from the summer. I don't have any inventory here in St. Pete. Haven't been that active, but let me go and promote a listing. So I'm going to go to my company. I'm going to start there. And this is the way I always think about it. I usually go here first, and I try to find one of our listings from an agent I know will be cool with me promoting. So I'd grab like maybe Randy's listing or something like that. My broker here, and I'll just grab this one right here. So it's an in-company listing. I'm sure I'm safe here. I'm not stealing somebody else's listing. You don't want to do that. You want to always have permission to market. But I know that it's pretty cool where I'm at to do this. So Ryan testing accounts making me opt in. Okay, here's a goodie. And I'm just going to grab this property, the link for it, right from my browser up top. Okay, I'm going to not even overthink this. You can build in the back end of Conversion. I could go and I could build a link for this. So I should show you how, shouldn't I? Yes, Keena, you can definitely do that. Keena's saying exactly where I'm going. Can we go to the back office and just go to our listings? Yes. I sometimes make it harder than it needs to be, but you could go there as well to our listings. And in this case, I'm going to go and I'm going to do a build squeeze down on the left side. And the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to make it so that this single property squeeze doesn't make people register right away. So I am going to use this little tool. I'm going to go Facebook as my source. Hashtag, I could just do the property, right? Maybe in this case, I'll just do 3734 28th. Oh, and hashtags are not supposed to begin with numbers, I think. Can't remember. I think I'm not supposed to do that. So we'll do promo. I'll do PP for property promo. I'll use that convention in my business from now on. 3734 28th. Okay. And then my listing ID is just the MLS. So I'll grab that out of here. Right? So listing ID right here. And then here I'm going to click delay registration so people can come and click the property and before they're prompted to register right away, which could turn some people off, especially if they're casual browsers. So I'm going to let them get a sneak peek. Build direct MLS ID link. Here we go. I can copy that. And then if I open a new incognito window to test this out where I'm not already logged in, it should let me go and see the property, look at a picture or two, and then get drawn in to the site. And you can leave that off and you probably get a few more leads off of this, but the leads you get from leaving it open might be a little higher quality, especially if people have specific questions about this property. So I've got my link. Next thing I'll do is I'll go to Facebook. In fact, I want to keep this link for the other ads we run here in this demo, so I want to keep this on the side in my notepad. And I go to Facebook, and I'll do create ad. So I'm in the ads dashboard, and I'm going to keep this very simple. Send people to your website. I'll just call my campaign 28th. Continue. And what's really cool about this, there's a few ways to go as always. You can go and you can target only homeowners or you can target renters depending on the property. But what's really cool about individual property promotion is that you can get pretty granular by working backwards and identifying who is most likely to be interested in this property. And one set of people who are always going to be interested are neighboring homeowners are going to be very likely to click because they want to see the pictures inside. And then in a lot of cases, you can then show the same property to known renters in the area. In this case, I'm going to focus on just generating conversations with other sellers who live nearby. So I want the other sellers in this zip code to know that I not only have this listed, that it's available, but subconsciously I want them to know that there's an agent out there running paid Facebook ads for listings in their marketplace so that they can eventually come and figure out that that's me. All right, so there's a lot more going on here than just promoting this listing. It can help you get additional listings and buyer leads. So I'm going to go right here. The zip code is 33711. I'm going to intentionally choose everyone who lives in this location. Okay, you can get, I think I could have dropped the pin and tried to draw in a circle. Can you do that and try to get right down into the neighborhood? But for now, I'll keep it in this just a little bit broad in this zip code, and I'm going to go for homeowners. So the point I'm making is you can probably go a little tighter than just the zip code with the geo-targeting, I believe. If I just went and I dropped the pin right here, oh boy. All right, I may have that wrong. I'll have to figure that out. I don't know if you can draw or not. Does anybody know that who's on here? Could I get tighter than just the zip code with this one? I've always just done it for that zip code, and it works fine. But I wonder if you can go right down into the neighborhood with that somehow, and maybe it's just a gap in my knowledge. So I'm showing to only homeowners in that zip code. Okay, so that if people opt in, maybe they'll see this property, they'll want to tell a friend or relative about it, they'll see that I'm advertising a listing, maybe they'll want to list with me, or maybe they'll just come into my database because they want to move out of their house down the street into this one because they think it's cooler. Daily budget, I'll set that. You could do very well at $5 a day. If the point here is not only to just get leads, but also to show your seller that you're getting them exposure, you don't need a high budget daily to show that you're getting lots of impressions for their listing, right? Got that going. The format. Okay, so we got our ad set going here. The placements is what I want to talk about. I'm letting it do automatic placements, but sometimes you might want to only do Instagram, Audience Network. I'm going to turn off the Audience Network, actually, because a lot of times that's lower tier traffic, and I'm going to leave it just Facebook and Instagram. If I want, I can do specific mobile devices. Always remember that if you want to only target Apple people or Android people, or just mobile and desktop only. Continue. And then we're going to do it. I like to do just a single image in these single property campaigns. A lot of people, you can do galleries, you can do videos, and like I just showed. But a lot of times just showing the one image, maybe the coolest image of the property to arouse curiosity works well. So in this case, I got a bad one here where, oh, it's pre-construction. Okay, so bad example, but this is pre-construction, so there are no interior pics. But I'll just take this. Okay, and usually you would have one picture and you'd be clicking them out to see more. In this case, we'll go a little bit different on the messaging, but it still works fine. Okay, it's not big enough to use on Instagram. I'm not worried about it. I'll link this up to my local fan page. Okay, and then the website URL is the one we just created. Okay, so I'll paste that in there. Okay, and a lot of times, so the headline is the part underneath the picture. So a lot of times I'll just put click for price and pics. But in this case, I'm going to do price and more details. Price and details. Since there's not too many pics, I don't want people to get frustrated. And then I'm just going to grab a quick look, the blurb here. Okay, is this in Gulfport? Pre-construction. Trying to get more details. Okay, so then you just do a quick little blurb for your text. Pre-construction. You just take like the biggest thing about it, right? Here's your chance. Here's your chance to own a brand spanking new home in Gulfport. Okay. All right, quick little text up top, one picture, click for price and details. Okay. And then underneath in the description part here, you can do a little extra and say, click to see more details about this property and others like it for sale in the area. Then our display link is usually optional. I'm just going to leave it to be my subdomain here as it did automatically. That's the little link you see down here. And that's it. So when I hit place order here, when I hit place order, that's going to run a campaign on Facebook to those people, homeowners in that zip code, who show details about this property. And then I'll be able to go back later and say to my seller, hey, look, we've been running single property Facebook ads. We've had thousands of impressions. We've had a bunch of clicks, and I've talked to the 20 leads that came in for feedback, and I'm doing my job. And you can say things, but we might need to lower the price. I'm getting feedback that the price is off. Or you can just say, hey, it's going great, and we need more time. So you can use this advertising as more ammo to get the price reductions that will help you get faster sales And you can also use them at the same time to generate buyers, because what will happen here inevitably, as time passes by, might happen right away, people are going to ask specific questions about this property. They're going to say, can I get more pictures? Does it have this? Is it rent to own? You'll get that a lot. Like, can I rent to own it? People who don't think they can get financed for a mortgage. That's not a negative interaction. That's a question about real estate off of this property that you can then turn into leads and referrals if you cultivate that relationship. So, promoting properties directly like this is probably the quickest, commonsensical way that doesn't require a lot of marketing know-how, or creativity. You just post a picture of the property, you do a blurb, and you let local people start to interact on Facebook. So that's the Facebook ad example. Now, quick question about that. When you get a chance, can you show what link you put into the listing ID? Yeah, I kind of brushed over that. Sorry. So when I was building the link right here, all I put in, it asked for a listing ID. That's the MLS number. That's probably what that should say. Maybe it should say a listing MLS number, but maybe not all of our sites use that terminology. And the listing ID, I grabbed it out of the browser because I kind of know where that is, but you can grab it right where it says, right under the price right here. Just grab the MLS number. It says MLS. Just grab that little thing. That'll probably be the easiest place to copy that. And it would also be found, when you go into our listings here in the back, you'll see a list of those, and it'll probably just show the MLS number next to it. Right here it is, over on the right side, where it says MLS ID. So yeah, this is probably, it's kind of crazy if you think about it, but 99% of your competition, and it is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, it's probably that high, like 99 out of 100 licensed agents in your market who have a listing probably aren't doing this still in 2016. Am I being unfair? You guys comment if you think maybe it's like more like 95%, maybe 5 in 100. But this would be the fastest way to let, if you think about just listed cards, right, that the tried and true still work, just listed cards, but if you really want to let the neighbors know that a house is for sale down in the neighborhood, like within an hour, and tell the whole world, this is the fastest, most efficient, affordable, because you're only going to pay between 15 cents and 50 cents a click, way to let people know this house is for sale, yet most of us just never do this stuff. It's easy to forget, and I just highly recommend that we put this kind of listing servicing into everybody should have this in their listing servicing plan. Whatever system you have for marketing a listing, put the sign out. Put the sign out, set up the text code, put it in the MLS, whatever checklist you have there, one of the items on there should be to either do this yourself or use something like propertyboost.com to have us do it for you. So that's Facebook, okay? You can do videos, you can do static images, you can do photo galleries, will work just as well. Just get an ad run on Facebook. Next, let's go in and see how we might do this on Google. And I'm going to get into trouble here. I'm going to cause trouble for myself in a number of ways, in that what I'm about to show you, I haven't exactly done. One of the examples I've never done myself, but it occurred to me that I would try it out today. So for Google, we're going to try, let's do a YouTube video this same way, right, where those skip this ad YouTube videos. And I'm going to start by doing a display ad for this listing, okay? And in case you don't know, Google's display network, you can Google what that means. So if I type in display network, maybe we can start there. Okay, Google's display network is basically those ads you see whenever you're on sites all over the web. If you're on CNN.com, ESPN.com, let's go to CNN.com. It's the little banner ads. A lot of times they are part of Google's ad network. It might be through another network, but a lot of people have Google ads on their site. Like this one, for example, could very well be a Google ad right here. And now all of us can go right into the Google AdWords platform and drop ads right into the Google network. We can do this without, we're free to do so. We can literally get ads on CNN or ESPN or any sites in the network by just logging into Google and doing this. So I'm going to try to show you how to do this for this listing, and I don't remember the last time I've done this, if I've ever done this for a specific listing, and so just be patient with me. So let's go ahead now into Google AdWords. And that'll be found at adwords.google.com. It's easy to get a free account. Sign into this bad boy. Okay. And once you're in your AdWords account, what you're going to want to do is you want to click New Campaign once this loads up here. Right where this red button is, right here. And I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to do Display Network Only. Okay, so this is this Google's network of partner websites is how they put it. Some of this has been confusing me personally. They give you 3 options up top. We'll just do listing promotion for my campaign name, demo. I got to put my initials so I can find it later. And then I'll just do no marketing objective to keep this simple. They had those objectives. They confused the heck out of me. So I'm going to do no marketing objective. I'll just do a general display ad. And then I'm going to run this. Which locations do you want to target? So I'm just going to target local. I don't want this ad showing up in Philadelphia. That wouldn't be good. So I only want this showing here, local. Okay? But that was so simple. I just typed my city in, and now I can know that there are 534,000 people that Google thinks could see this ad local. I may want to refine that in a minute, but that's a good start. My budget per day, let's just say I'll spend 10 a day. You guys can have a formula, again, that you set or you'd agree to with your seller and maybe put it in your listing presentation. I will spend 1%, whatever it is, 0.5% of the purchase price in pay-per-click between Google Ads, Facebook, and whatever, per month. Or you agree to something specific, but you can really break it down and make it a set percentage of your overall commission. And then you would set your budget here accordingly based on what you're trying to do. So I'll set this at 10 per day for this one. So at 10 per day, I'd spend $300 in a month. Just trying to work this back on a $250,000 listing. Whatever, maybe I net it for 80% commission. Whatever, maybe this is worth $5,000 or $6,000 to me. So I'm a bad listing agent if I'm not willing to spend at least 10 per day for a month and invest $300 into marketing this thing. That's what I've been hired to do. So 10 per day sounds good to me. Then I'll go here, and we have some advanced options on location and all this stuff. You can target specific devices again, right? Maybe you can only do, for example, maybe you only want to target people who are on iPhones. Okay, so I'll just do all available for now. Carriers and Wi-Fi. Let me choose, it might be a good idea to only show your ads on Wi-Fi because people are going to have a faster connection versus just being on their phones. So just a thought. Save and continue. And then this is what I was hoping to get to. We're going to have to set our budget here, cost per click. I think just based on my knowledge of display ads, I have been running some display campaigns for different things. I think we're going to do good here at not going over $1 per click. I think we'll be fine. And you expect these clicks to come in around 30 cents might be low, but around 50 cents to 75 cents a piece for hyper local like this. So I'll just do default bid at $1, hoping that it'll come in lower. And then you can also then start to target your ads so only certain people see them. So I can do interest in remarketing, for example. And do in-market audiences and start to pick and choose between different options. And in this case, the in-market audiences, you'll have to play around with these, and there's lots of options. I can just do residential properties. The idea here would be that these are people kind of actively searching for real estate. On some level, they're browsing properties already. So then I would include that as my display. But you can get overwhelmed. There are lots of different targeting options in here. You can play with that. Save and continue. And then finally, I'm going to have to upload the creative. Now, you guys have probably seen these around the web. See these kind of ads right here? This is the template that they give you if you're just doing a text-based display ad, kind of, in that display box. And it's been surprising to me to see some of the companies that are using these ads to run their Google campaigns, because I know some of these companies must have budgets for professional pay-per-click services, and it tells me a lot that in a lot of cases those professionals who are running those campaigns are actually using Google's template. So this format must work pretty good. And if I wanted to, I could just do, without even putting a picture of the property, I could play around with doing 37, 34, 28th South, and then my headline will be pre-construction property near Gulfport. And then what is my description? Click for pictures. Right? Here's how the ad starts to build. Click for pictures. And that might work pretty good. It might induce enough curiosity that people would come through. I don't know. Something you can play with, and I'll let you know how that goes. I'll probably try this out this week. I'll let you know next week. But for now, I'm going to go and just do an image ad. Okay, and what I can do is I can upload a plain picture of the property, and I think it needs to be a specific size, right? The most common size you're probably seeing online is something like 300 by 250. So I'm going to upload a 300 by 250 picture of this property, but I am going to try to intentionally do a dimension that isn't one of those, and you'll see here your image is not in allowed dimensions. So you're going to need to get the picture to one of the dimensions, CISA supported specs. So let's do a 300 by 250. I'll just show you how I would go about doing this. I'm going to use my screenshotting software on my computer. Okay, and then I'm going to save it. And then the resizer I've been using a lot lately is called lunapic.com. Lunapic. It doesn't matter what you use. You can Google picture resizer. This is not hard stuff. I'm just showing you how I do it. And I realize I'm giving you broad strokes and going fast, but I want to get this all covered. And then I'll just upload the file. And then all I need to do is put the dimensions that Google wants. So 300 by 250. There we go. Then I'll click resize image. And now resized. Just save it to my desktop. And now I should be able to go back into the Ads Manager and upload that particular thing. And you'll see there I didn't get an error. I told you guys I was going to run into the hurdles here. One thing I didn't actually think about before I went down this road with you today is that I probably don't want to just show the picture of the house. I probably want to put the address on it and like a click here, right? So I'll just go ahead and do it now. I'll use Google Draw. Google Drawings. I'll just make you watch me do all this. So this is good to know how to do. So Google Draw, right here, right? I just uploaded the image, and then I'm going to, in fact, you know what I'll do is I'll go to, watch this closely, I'll go to File, Page Setup. This is a trick I just learned. I didn't even know I could do this kind of editing with Google Draw until recently. And I'm going to just set my dimensions, 300 by 250 pixels. And now I can make this whole thing fit. Okay, and then I'll insert shape, do a background. This is going to be tremendously ugly, guys, but tremendously ugly gets you clicks sometimes, as long as it's tasteful and tremendously ugly. You don't want to do something so over that Google won't approve the ad, but I think we'll be fine here. I'm going to do 37, 34, 28th Ave South, St. Pete. Okay, so I'm going to big yellow box, like my text red. Okay, and then I'll do another box. Click for details. In this case, I'm going to do white on black here. Again, not pretty. I'm trying to move fast. And you'll come up with kind of a convention for your ad that you like. And once you get, and what's cool is that once you get the template once, you can always go back and just swap out different properties, and you'll come up with a kind of style. You can put your logo in the corner if you want, and have a little fun with it, brand it. But here we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to save. I'm going to download this as a JPG. Here's what I did. I went to File, Download as JPG, and hopefully JPEG. Hopefully I can change the file here and just upload what I just downloaded. Sorry here. I had to figure out where it went. Okay. There it went. Okay, so for whatever reason, I messed something up. The drawing didn't download straight from Google in the right format. So sorry if I put you in the wrong direction there. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it again. I'll save this. Little tedious. Come back to Lunapic. Upload the new image. Resize, 300 by 250. So I didn't really want to go down this rabbit hole on this particular, the creation of the creative, but I think maybe it was helpful for you guys to see. Let me know. You know, you can struggle through, but once you've done it once, you'll kind of know next time, here's how I make my Google display images, and it won't be such a big deal. You'll just kind of have your template. So it doesn't look too bad, right? I'll click Save Image As, get it on my desktop there, and now let's try re-uploading it. Okay, and now I've got a very simple, ugly teaser banner ad. It's got the picture of the house in the background. It's got the address. Click for details. I think that might be enough to get curiosity induced and get people clicking this banner ad. 3734 28th Ave, I'll name it. And then our URL will be, well, the one we just had. Okay, and if I want, I can change the hashtag. Remember, we created that link. If you wanted to have a separate hashtag that tells you it's coming from this campaign, you can. Right, so, and that's actually at the very end of the URL. I have PP and the address, and I'll just say GD for Google Display. I'll know what that is, and that's my final URL. And then I can hit done, save that, and that's it. So other than, thanks Jennifer for the feedback, other than the little bit of hassle that was involved with creating the creative for the display ad and, you know, maybe getting the sizes right, Other than that, this is pretty straightforward. You just go and you create a display network ad, and you upload the right size. If you want to have the banners professionally created for you, you can go to I think $20banners.com. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Oh, I got it right. $20banners.com, and they can actually give you, it's not always $20, but if you really want to have nice, see these banners here, they'll actually give you, you see here for $129, you can have 4 of the most common sizes made and animated and all that good stuff too. So if you have a high-end listing, or you just want to do one of these banners that kind of brands you, hey, need a real estate agent, and you have your face and all that stuff and run that on CNN, then this would be a good place to go, $20banners.com, to just get, these guys have been around forever. You'll tell them what you want, and within a day or two, they'll have it done. Maybe even sooner. They'll get you the proofs, you'll approve them, and it's a good display banner ad site. And then Brent's right. Brent's giving me Canva.com. Thank you. Canva.com is a great free service. There are a number of them out there, so you can use that as well. And yeah, it's probably pretty easy to design the right size banner on Canva. So thanks, Brent. Okay, so right there, what did we do? We took our listing, and not only did we run it on Facebook, now we got this thing running on Google, on Google's display network. We can go to our sellers. It's now running on sites like CNN.com. Explain to them that they're not going to necessarily see it there because of your budget, the way Google displays, whether or not CNN has that spot. But just say it runs in general. It's going to run local, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. I'll have a banner ad running local across Google's ad network so that people can see your ad. On sites like, don't guarantee them CNN.com because you're going to get yourself in trouble. They're going to go on there and go, where is it? And it just doesn't work like that. So another layer of promotion. Next thing we can do is we can go back into Google Ads, and now we can run a video ad. So we want to show our ad on YouTube, which Google owns, and we'll say, let's get our listing promoted on YouTube. And if you have this in your listing presentation, and you say to your sellers, hey, you know those ads, you use YouTube, your kids use YouTube, you know those ads that come up, and most people will go, yeah, the ones that say skip, they're really annoying. And they'll go, yeah, yeah. You go, well, they're really annoying, but they work really well, which in fact they do. And you say, well, I'll get your property right there. We'll do a video and I'll get your property right there. So what I'm going to show you now is how to do that. So first thing you'll need, of course, is the property video. So, and I don't happen to have one. Oh, good. I have Cliff's saved in my browser. He's got a bunch, so I'll just grab one of his. Here's the one actually I think I showed in the beginning on Facebook. So first you need a video. All right, I'll grab this one. I got my link. Save that over here, and I'll go into Google AdWords. There's no separate YouTube ads network platform. It's just Google AdWords is where you're going to run it. And you go campaign video. So I hit video, and it's going to work much the same way. We'll do property video demo. You would do whatever name you need to do. Do $10 a day. Again, I only want this thing to show local. All right, and we are definitely going to want to again, there's a lot of advanced stuff. I'm going to glance over them now, but you can set how many times it shows per day and things like that if you only want to show once or show 3 times to one viewer. Next thing we'll do is we'll add our YouTube video, pasting that in. It'll find the video. You're going to pick in-stream as the objective, and then the URL will be where you want to take them to. So again, I'm just going to use this old URL. I just want to show you guys how to do this. You grab the URL for your listing, you paste it in. You can use the auto-generated image. Just leave that alone. They were talking about a companion banner that'll sometimes show on the right side depending on the option you chose. Don't worry about that. The cost per view they'll give you a range usually, and I usually just set mine to the top number. But if you want to set it, that's the highest price I'll pay per view. And keep in mind, a view is at least 30 seconds. It's either the whole video or 30 seconds, whichever is bigger. I think the number is 30 seconds. It might be 25 seconds. So you won't get charged if somebody just skips it. Okay, that's really beautiful because you get the impression on the property, itself, and you make it your logo. If you have it in the video, you might get your link showing your URL. But if somebody doesn't view it, you're not going to get charged. Popular videos adjustment. This is if you want to bid higher for videos with a lot of competition. I'm just going to set 0. And then this is a big deal, which is demographics. Be specific here, because you don't want to show this to my son who's watching Minecraft videos all day, right? So you want this, or Pokemon Go nowadays. You want to set this to be people who are likely to respond to your ad based on what you know of the property. Maybe I'll only show this to parents, for example. Now I hit save. And that would be it. And you would have an ad running now live on YouTube. Now there are a lot of other targeting options. You can show YouTube videos in front of other people's channels and things like that. Brent, the budget you're seeing in some of these accounts, guys, is, keep in mind, I run a lot of, some of these are shared accounts, and yeah, Conversion runs a lot of advertising for clients, obviously, so you might be seeing some numbers that also overlap some of what we're doing for clients. Okay, so that's that. So what have we done? Did you guys find that useful? We ran 2 Google ads. We ran one that's video on YouTube and one that's display. And keep in mind, I did a very down and dirty version of both of those. There are so many different options and ways for you to save money and lose money if you're not careful. But just, buyer beware, caveat emptor. Learn this stuff well. Figure it out for yourself. It's just a matter of clicking, pointing around, figuring out the different options, Googling, right? There's a lot of literature out there about best practices and tips, but I think the most important thing for the purposes of this training today is just to know that this is possible and broadly how to do it. Facebook video clicks, and then you have Google video and YouTube. And then finally, we're getting no free postings on AdWords, as far as I know. I think there are like tricks and hacks where you can get ads to show up on top of your own videos or something, but no, not really. You could run ads over your own channel to get clicks to other stuff, but that would only be organic traffic. Okay, and then finally we have Craigslist. I have not logged into Craigslist in a very long time. Sorry to say, but I think most of us know how to do a Craigslist post. Maybe I'll reference, if you Google Kunversation Craigslist, I have a pretty good one that was done a few months ago that went into detail about how to, this was a pretty good one from last summer. I'll drop to you guys. That shows some hacks and different things like that are still relevant. So share that. But basically, it's going to work the same way. You're going to want to go into Craigslist, post your listing, and then try to do it in a way that diverts and converts people. And is it okay with you guys if I just reference that video that I just dropped instead of going into that right now? Because it's going to be, I think it's going to be boring for a lot of you, and I don't have time to go into all the nitty-gritty tricks. But it's just to remind you that if you want to do a full digital marketing campaign for a specific property, between those 3, you can cover a lot of ground and have it in your listing presentation. Jennifer's asking, will this be uploaded? Absolutely. This will be in the conversion library at kunversation.com. Craigslist is so 2014, says Brent. That's a good point, but what's cool about that, and I know some people have concurred and agree with me on this, is that since so much of the real estate industry went away, when all that linking stuff went away, you can't direct link anymore. Put fake pictures of videos is like my favorite trick in the whole world. I put a picture of a video, people will click it and go out to my landing page. What a wonderful way. Since all that stuff is gone, a lot of people have left Craigslist, so it's kind of less competition. But there's still the same buyer traffic on there looking for properties every day. So I think it's a wash. It's still an effective place to go for promoting your listings. So Kunversation.com, down to the bottom, if you go to training, you'll be able to find this recording of today's session all the way down at the bottom. All right, guys, was that okay? We're about 50 minutes in. That's about the limit for where my voice can handle, and I know you guys have other things to do. Great. You're welcome, Brent. Thank you for your participation. I'll get this recording live as soon as possible, and I hope you enjoy these techniques and use them to promote your listings.